So we've seen in a previous video tutorial how to conduct an attribute agreement analysis for binary data. In this video tutorial, we'll see how to conduct this analysis for nominal data. So we refer to nominal data when the data has more than two possible responses and those responses do not have any order. So let's start with this scenario. When the agents receive a request from the customer, they enter the type of request into the database. But in many cases, the request is not always easy to interpret. Therefore, the agents have some difficulty classifying the request. You want to quantify the ability of the agents to accurately repeat their classification decisions, and then you decide to conduct an attribute agreement analysis for nominal data. So what's the method for this analysis? First, you need to randomly select 3 appraisers and have them classify some requests. And then you will have to repeat the experiment a couple of weeks or even 1 month later with the same set of questions. So after running the 2 studies, you enter the data in Minitab, and this is the type of data that you should have into the worksheet. So you have 1 column to identify the item being classified by the agent, 1 column with the name of the agent, which is the appraiser, 1 column with the classification that has been given by the agent evaluating the item, and 1 column to identify the standard, which is the correct classification as determined by the subject matter expert. So the focus is on the ability of the agents to classify the requests accurately and with precision. So we can assess the accuracy thanks to the standard, so the correct answer, the true value, while the precision can be assessed thanks to the repeatability, and we have it because the study has been conducted 2 times, and thanks to the reproducibility, and we have it because we have 3 agents that have classified the different requests. So let's run the analysis in Minitab. We choose Stat, Quality Tools, Attribute Agreement Analysis. In Attribute column, we enter the column containing the responses. In Samples, we enter the column containing the sample or part number, which is in our example the customer request ID. While in Appraisers, we enter the column containing the name of the appraiser. Considering that for this study we have a standard, we enter the standard in this field. Then we click OK, and here is the result. So we can see that we have a chart showing the analysis for the within appraisers and a chart for appraiser versus the standard. Now let's focus on the analysis within appraiser. Let's evaluate the consistency of the responses. We can see that Jerry and Mark provided consistent responses for all the requests, while Denise agreed with her original responses 65% of the time. So what responses did she have difficulty classifying? To answer this question, we can look at the kappa statistic in the session window. So the kappa statistic represents the degree of absolute agreement among ratings. The kappa ranges from -1 to 1. The larger the kappa, the more agreement in that category. Now, based on kappa, what can we conclude from our data? We can see that Jerry and Mark have kappa equals to 1, which means that they consistently classify the requests in the same way, while Denise has difficulty with the classification. So we can see that for amendment and for revision it's okay because she has a kappa of 1, while for the other categories she has some difficulties. So what's the guideline to interpret the kappa? So usually a kappa equals to 1 means that we have a perfect agreement. If the kappa equals 0, we say that the agreement is the same as would be expected by chance, while a kappa less than 0, then we say that the agreement is weaker than expected by chance. So typically a kappa value of at least 0.7 is required, but a kappa close to 0.9 is preferred. So as a guideline we can maybe summarize it and say that if we have a kappa between 0.9 and 1, then the measurement system is excellent. If it's between 0.7 and 0.89, then the measurement system is capable, but we need improvements. If it's between 0.5 and 0.69, then the measurement system is marginal, needs improvement. And if it's between 0 and 0.49, then the measurement system is unacceptable. But of course, this is just a guideline. So now let's have a look at the between appraisers analysis. So we can see that out of the 20 items that have been inspected, 13 matched, for an overall total of 65%. Minitab shows as well the kappa statistics for the absolute agreement among the ratings for each type of request. So we can see that all the appraisers classified in a consistent manner the type amendment and revision. All the other types have anywhere kappa greater than 0.75, so we can conclude that there is a good agreement and there is not a particular category that is giving us trouble. Okay, so last part of the analysis, we can have a look at the appraiser versus the standard in the chart. We can see that for Jerry and Mark we have a perfect agreement of 100%, while for Denise we have 65%.